What is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and today I'm bringing you a very different drift build in Forza 5 because we are going to be doing a drift build of the 2014 Rolls-Royce Wraith. Now, this is the first ever Rolls-Royce to appear in a video game, and not just the Forza franchise, but any video game ever launched in history, pretty much. So, definitely a really sweet achievement for the guys at Turn 10 to get this car into the game, but it's even better for us that play the game because we get to actually experience this car in-game, and we're not going to go with any designs right off the bat. We're just going to go with one of the actual color combinations. Now, picking a color combination for a car like this is very different than picking a color combination for, say, a Ferrari 458, because it's the same concept in practice, obviously, but you think about the colors differently, because it's even different than picking colors for, say, a Bentley Continental, because while that is luxurious, it's still, it focuses a little bit on being sporty. This focuses none on being sporty, pretty much. This is totally focused on being as luxurious as possible, as luxurious as humanly possible. Basically, a yacht for the road. It's absolutely crazy. Even though it does have a ton of power, it does weigh well over 5,000 pounds. So, not exactly a small, light car that you could toss around through the corners. No, this is very different. Now, I'm kind of liking, let's see, which color combination do I like? I'm liking this, actually, quite a bit. I don't think the orange quite suits it. I don't think the red quite suits it either. And normally I like both red and orange on a lot of cars, but I don't think it suits this car. I think this color combination suits it very nicely. But so does this color combination with a little hint of purple in there. And so does this color combination. I'm actually going to go with this color combination because I think it just looks great. Now, as far as seeing what kind of horsepower we can get out of it, we'll see, yeah, we'll see if we can max this thing.
Rolls-Royce Wraith.
But before we do that, I'll go ahead and show you guys around the interior of the car, because it is a very nicely detailed car, and obviously being in Forza Vista, it's going to look really good. Get you guys a quick look at that V12 engine. Absolutely gorgeous details. But what I really want to do, honestly, is see the interior, because you've got these suicide doors, which I think is actually a first for Forza. I want to say it's a first for Forza. I'm not totally sure, but let's go ahead and shut the door real quick. And just looking around in here is so crazy, just because of the fact that it's so... it's on another level as far as interior detail goes, and you can definitely tell that the guys at Turn 10 put their absolute best into this interior. The sound sounds like it was carried over from another car, though. It doesn't really sound, it actually doesn't really sound like they took an actual audio sample. I mean, granted, that would probably be pretty hard to find, but still, it kind of sounds like just a converted audio sample, in my opinion. I don't know. I could be wrong on that, but that's just what it sounds like to me. So, right off the bat, let's go ahead and upgrade the brakes, and we're going to drop the suspension as well. So we're on stock right now. Sport springs and dampers, and then race springs and dampers. That actually kind of gives it a really nice stance. I like that a lot. It's still functional, obviously, but still a nice looking stance. We'll leave that alone for now. Now we can only do drivetrain swaps, which the only one you would want to do is all-wheel drive, but we're not going to do that, obviously. We're going to keep it rear-wheel drive, and we're actually going to take a look at the aero and appearance stuff, because a splitter and canards and a tow hook on a Rolls-Royce just doesn't look right. It just does. It looks so out of place to me. The rear wing's probably going to look even more out of place. Holy crap, that looks insanely out of place. So let's go ahead and focus on, let's see, we want street tires, because we're going to be giving this thing a ton of power. Now, as far as the wheels, I want to kind of do an interesting setup with this. I don't want to do something that's kind of really generic. I want it to actually look, like, really unique. Because you can't really put, quote-unquote race car wheels on this thing, but you also don't want to put just massive ones on it either. And you have to kind of find a balance. Those actually look pretty nice. Those look really good. Oh my god, those look brilliant. Wow, definitely going to go with those. Yeah, definitely going with those. They look nice, in my opinion. They're not too, like, massive and chromy or anything like that. I think they just look good in proportions with the car, obviously. Now, you can't change the rim size, which is interesting. I've never actually seen a car in Forza, I don't think anywhere, where they restrict that. Now, it does start out at, what does it start out? 624 horsepower. We're going to try and take that power figure just through the roof. We were probably also the first ones to ever put a carbon fiber drive shaft on a Rolls-Royce. That's different. Or maybe they all come with them already, and I'm just because I don't know the inner workings of a lot of Rolls-Royce vehicles. I know a lot of other cars and a lot of other makes, but Rolls-Royce is not really something that I really look into all that much, so I don't really know that much about them. So who knows? They may actually have those already, but I'm not sure. Now, I actually forgot to see what it was after we did our first upgrade. We're at 641 horsepower now. Now, let's get the new ignition in there. 650 horsepower. It's kind of going up a bit slowly, to be quite honest. Oh, wow. The stock exhaust, like, it's not even a street exhaust. We're gonna race exhaust on this thing. Cammed Rolls-Royce. Oh, God. That's a new one. I love how they just kind of brought a lot of new cars into the game that nobody else was really that's really had before. They've got the Rolls-Royce Wraith now. They've got that Formula E car, which we are going to be testing that out as well. I haven't even driven it yet, but I think that thing is probably going to be pretty crazy. And let's see, we're up to 786 now. Upgrade the turbos. That puts us at 889 horsepower. Intercoolers, 917. Or just the intercooler. I don't know why I said intercoolers. I don't know why I made that plural. I feel like... I don't know. I don't know why I even said that. That was all over the place. 923 horsepower, I just realized. And upgrade to a new flywheel. And that puts us at 923 horsepower, 784 pounds-feet of torque, with a grand total for weight of 5,272 pounds. So, still extremely heavy. But we are running a near 1,000 horsepower 7-liter V12, which is more than enough to move it around, I'm thinking. If it can't move this boat around, I don't know what can. Change the tire pressure a little bit, just lower it, just a tiny little bit, give it a base setup, because I don't know how this thing is going to react. And let me just drop it pretty much all the way. That's what I do with a lot of my drift cars. If I'm just doing a base tune, I'll just drop it all the way, just to see kind of what the car likes, and then I can change the setup from there, and see kind of how the car wants to behave. Now, I know I use Bernese Alps as a test track a lot, but I feel like it really suits this car well, since Bernese Alps is a nice big open track, and this is admittedly a very, very, very big car, so I think it's going to be actually a pretty good matchup for this test. Can't wait to hear how it's going to sound, though, now that it's been totally straight piped, and these turbos have been upgraded, everything's been upgraded, so let's see how this thing sounds. That is 100% on the brakes. Or it was, anyway. It's definitely not used to being driven this way, that's for sure. Wow, it's so heavy. It's insanely... it feels like a boat. It really does. It feels big, and it feels heavy. I mean, that's no different than what I expected, but seriously. And honestly, it holds a slide pretty well. A lot better than how I thought it was going to, admittedly. Alright, let's throw it in and see what happens. Okay. Oh, not bad. Just keep it right there, right there, right there in boost. Transition it, not bad. Near the inside a little bit. I'm impressed. I really am. Extremely impressed with this car. It's definitely got a lot of character to it. It's different than a lot of other cars, in that, like, a lot of other cars, you just expect them to be able to do this. You don't expect this car to be able to do this, or at least do this well. And it really, especially when you upgrade it, it really surprises you in a nice way. It's absolutely awesome. It's so composed. You could do legit tandem drifting with this thing. Now, I wouldn't go so far as to use it as, like, a dedicated drift battle car or anything like that, but I would definitely take it online to mess around with, because I could definitely see it being competitive. It's not like that Lotus 11 that I tested in the last episode, which was just all over the place and crazy and would whip around and just be completely uncontrollable. This is absolutely, like, the opposite of that. It's so controllable once you get used to it. It's very easy. It really is very easy. And once I practice with it a little bit more, like I said, I can definitely see myself taking this into some online lobbies, just so I could be using something different. Oh, not bad. Trying to maximize my score a little bit on that corner. Almost 9,500 points. If you keep it right in boost, it will reward you completely. The thing about it as well is the fact that with the way boost comes on in this car, especially now that I've upgraded it, it's extremely smooth. So it doesn't just come in and just kick you and kick the back end of the car around, like, in a sort of uncontrollable way. It comes on very, very smoothly, and it's very predictable, and you can just really feel what the car is going to do pretty much all the time, and that's honestly not what I expected. I kind of expected the handling to feel a little bit spongy, but especially after the race upgrades that I did to the suspension, it's a lot more responsive than I would have originally thought. Oh, a little bit to the outside. A little bit more to the outside than I would have wanted, but still, not bad. Alright, let's see about getting a better line on this corner. Not too bad. Oh, maybe. Ah, dang it. The entry was pretty good. The speed was pretty good. I just kind of overcooked it a little bit. There we go. Every transition is just seamless. It happens exactly the way you expect it to. And it holds angle brilliantly. And over the jump. Oh god, that was extremely close to the wall. I heard a scrape that time. I've heard it scrape a couple of times, actually. Not quite as good of a run on that corner as we had the last time, but still not bad. Oh, bring it back. There we go. So, as far as my overall opinion goes on the Rolls-Royce Wraith as a drift car, it's actually a lot of fun. It's a really fun car to drift, and it's also just different. If you want to have something that's unique yet effective online, this is definitely a car you should check out. A lot of unique cars, or cars that people just don't use online, are not used because they're not that good. But in this case, it's a car that's not going to be used all that much, but it's a really great car that I think people aren't going to look at that much just because it's a Rolls-Royce and it's not really targeted that much at at speed and going sideways, but when upgraded, it handles it very well. So if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave me a like. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys thought of it. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe for more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Talk to you guys later.